Welcome back, everybody. It is the evening of October 17th, and coming off an awesome day already. We had it was opening day of duck season here in New York, and we hunted the duck blind this morning. Had an absolutely awesome hunt. Got to eat bacon and drink coffee and bullshit with the guys and shoot ducks all morning. It doesn't get much better than that. But I'll tell you a little bit about our setup this evening. I'm right on a creek crossing, right off the corner of our pasture right here. This is actually the same spot that Kaylee killed her buck a few years ago. On the same night, I think. I think she shot it on October 17th. We've got a wind right out of the southwest. That sets up perfect for this spot. I'll show you. So we have the creek is right here, and they bed over in there. And when they come up here, they either cross the creek right down there and walk right through there, and I'd have probably a 25 or 30 yard shot. If I can't get them right there, I can get them right over here because they're heading up into that field. And then the other spot they come is right on this ridge, and then they cross right through here, which is super close. I'm actually going to be targeting a big doe tonight if I can. I'm doing everything I can to stay out of my top-notch spots on those big deer. I want to wait until everything's perfect. I want to wait, until we got a cold front coming through, the wind is perfect. I don't want to screw those spots up, and ruin my opportunity at one of them real nice deer. So I've been trying to stay back and give them some room. Here in a week or so, we're really gonna dive in after them. But for now, I'm gonna have fun hunting the edges and maybe shoot another doe tonight. You can check on this wind. It should be going just like this. Well, I'd rather be going more like that than like that, but what that shows me is that I need to shoot them on this first opening, because by the time they get to the second one, gig's gonna be up. So, glad I did that. But we're gonna hang tight and see what happens. I'm in a brand new climber that Shane hooked me up with. This thing is absolutely awesome. Super light. Carried this probably 300 yards and didn't even realize it was on my back. This thing is sweet. Stay tuned and we'll see what we see tonight. Blue jays going nuts over there. Might be something coming down through the swamp. That doe was right down in there where them blue jays were making all that racket earlier. I only seen one. We're back at it, everybody. It's the evening of October 19th, and I just snuck up here over the Nebraska food plot. I'm in that same portable hunting shanty that Kaylee and I sat in a few nights ago. Really, the only reason I'm in here is because it's raining out, and it's going to continue to rain. But it did drop in temperature a little bit today, so it might have these deer up on their feet. And there's actually 2 fawns out in the food plot when I got up here today that I spooked. But that's a good sign that they've been on the move. And then the other reason I'm up here is that there's been a group of longbeards that have been out in this corn right here, and it is turkey season. So if I get an opportunity, I'll launch an arrow at a turkey. The best part about this is I'm going to stay dry and I'm going to stay warm in here. So there's been a deer that I call Oldie that has been out here recently in the food plot, and that's a buck that I would shoot if he comes out here. So we're going to stick tight and cross our fingers that we have a good night and see a lot of deer. Just had those 2 fawns walk back out, feeding in the corn right here at 20 yards. That's a good sign. They must be weren't too spooked when I bumped them out when I got here. Well, we just had another little fawn step out. It's just after 6 o'clock. It's 6:04. Welcome back, everybody. Yesterday evening's hunt ended up being kind of a bust. I just saw a bunch of fawns and had a mature doe come out, but it was after legal shooting light. But this afternoon I'm really looking forward to. It is October 20th, and I'm actually hunting a spot that I've been trying to keep out of for as long as possible. ended up having the right wind for this, even though I didn't think I was gonna. I checked these cameras in here, and the buck that I call Hulk has been coming up this hillside. Right along this, there's a transition of hardwoods. It turns into a thicket over here. All this got cut out really hard about 12 years ago. This is still really thick over there. You can see where the hardwoods turned super thick. And that buck I call Hulk has been bedding right down in there and walking right up through here. And there's a scrape under a tree over there that he's hit a few times. Then I have a bunch of trail cam pictures and videos of him right after dark right out in here. So I know for a fact that that buck has been bedding right down here. And then there's a buck that I call Krabby that's been spending a lot of time in here too that I would shoot. So we're gonna sit tight and enjoy the evening. This is an absolutely awesome spot. There's a big sycamore tree that's right here next to me that's dropping a bunch of nuts that these deer have been chewing on. So we're gonna sit tight and enjoy the evening. Hopefully we see a few deer. I just noticed there's a big fresh scrape right down there below me. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. Well, I just had 3 deer come by, 2 fawns, and what really made me suspicious is it to being a doe, but it had little nubs, little tiny nubs coming out of its head as if it was a button buck, but it was too big. It was a big bodied deer, and it really seemed like a big doe. Those fawns were right with it, like it was the deer. That deer was, you know, the mother to those 2 fawns. It's just really odd. So I wonder if that doe had little nubs on its head as if it was a buck. Really weird. It certainly had a doe look to it, and it acted like a big doe. And for it to have those 2 fawns with it, just really odd. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen that before, a doe that had little nubs on its head, but I'm not positive, but I really think that that was the mother of those 2 fawns. I guess the only way to find out is to shoot it and see, but I'm not wasting a tag on that thing.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap on tonight's hunt. Honestly, it's probably one of the most exciting sits I've had all year. Seeing deer-wise and deer movement and activity, and actually pre-rut activity. I ended up seeing 6 or 7 different 1.5-year-old bucks tonight, which is, they just kept coming out of that bedding area. I couldn't believe it, one after another. And the coolest part about the whole night is every single one of the bucks I saw, I could have shot. They all walked within at least 30 yards of me. I had some right at 15 yards feeding on those hickory nuts. But it was a really cool set. I had a buck that was tearing up a scrape behind me, and then the other buck heard it and went down there, and they actually fought a little bit. And the one buck walked it off, the other buck right out of there, and then it went back up, and then another buck came over and it started attacking dead branches and stuff, trying to show, you know, its little dominance that it has in that woods. It was exciting, and then it was pitch black. I was getting ready to get down. I wanted to let those deer move off, and here come another deer from that bedding area, and it was a huge bodied deer. It walked right in front of me, right where them other bucks had went. It was so dark I couldn't tell, but I'm almost positive it was probably one of the 2 bucks I was after in there. He walked over toward a trail camera that I have up, so I'm super excited to go check that camera next time I'm in there. I didn't have another card with me tonight, so I didn't want to take it out of there, but I think that's going to tell the story, as if that was that buck. It was just too dark. Obviously, I couldn't even see horns. It was so dark. I just could see the outline of the body of the deer, and it was a really big bodied deer. It wasn't a 1.5-year-old buck, I'll tell you that much. This is exciting. I mean, it's going down. The woods is coming alive. Pre-rut activity's gonna let loose in the next week or so. Scrapes are gonna get pounded. The bucks are gonna start showing their dominance, and it's a really fun time of the year, and I'm just gonna soak it all in. I can't wait. Thanks for watching, everybody, and good luck getting out in the woods. Kill a big one.